queen's birthday. You think she's gonna like it?
No. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Instead, he called the queen at once and told her to put on her new pajamas. Then he brought out the bed, and told the queen to try it. But the bed was much too small for the queen.
Told you. I told you.
The king was so angry. He immediately called the prime minister, who called the chief carpenter, who called the jailer, who threw the apprentice into jail. The apprentice was unhappy. Why was the bed too small for the queen? He thought and he thought and he thought and he thought, until suddenly he had an idea. A bed that was 3 king's feet wide and 6 king's feet long was naturally bigger than a bed that was 3 apprentices' feet wide and 6 apprentices' feet long. I can make a bed to fit the queen if I know the size of the king's foot. Remember I showed you guys a picture a couple days ago of how long my foot was? Did it look a little bigger than the ones you cut out of your foot?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe
A lot bigger.
A lot bigger. Maybe this was the problem the apprentice had. See him looking at his little foot. He explained this to the jailer, who explained it to the chief carpenter, who explained it to the prime minister, who explained it to the king, who was much too busy to go to jail. Instead, the king took off one shoe and called a famous sculptor. Who knows what a sculptor is? Raise your hand. Margaret, what's a sculptor?
A sculptor is someone who makes sculptures.
Someone who makes sculptures. Jeremiah, what's a sculpture?
Somebody who will test people.
Not exactly. That's a good try. You're on the right track. Michaela.
A sculpture is like you can make a sculpture out of cards and money.
Well, you can make a sculpture out of almost anything. A lot of times sculptures use clay and they mold things to make it look like an object. They make it look real. So this guy wants to make a sculpture, something that looks like the king's foot and is the same size as the king's foot. So instead, the king took off one shoe and called a famous sculptor. The sculptor made an exact marble copy of the king's foot. This was then sent to the jail. So this sculptor is using marble and a chisel to make his sculpture of the king's foot. The apprentice took the marble copy of the king's foot and with it measured 3 feet wide and 6 feet long and built a bed to fit the queen. Sorry. Let's go back. The bed was ready just in time for the queen's birthday. The king called the queen and told her to put on her new pajamas. Then he brought out the new bed and told the queen to try it. Do you guys think that he'll fit in it? Excuse me. Who thinks, raise your hand if you think that she won't fit in it this time. Raise your hand if you think she will fit in it. Let's see. The queen got into bed. The bed fit the queen perfectly, including the crown that she sometimes liked to wear to sleep. It was, without a doubt, the nicest gift that the queen had ever received. The king was very happy. He immediately called the apprentice from jail and made him a royal prince. He ordered a big parade, and all the people came out to cheer the little apprentice prince. And forever after, anyone who wanted to measure anything used a copy of the king's foot. And when someone said, my bed is 6 feet long and 3 feet wide, everyone knew exactly how big it was. So here's a question at the end of this story that we have. Maybe you guys can think about and answer. Why didn't the queen fit in the first bed that the apprentice made? Raise your hand and I'll call on you, Amelia.
Because it was small feet instead of big feet. And the princess made it with big small.
That's right. Amelia's exactly right, guys. If you had the same answer, it's okay. We all sometimes think the same answers that are right. She said it's because the apprentice had small feet, and he measured with his small feet and not the king's big feet. foot. I'm going to turn the light on so we can see. At your desk, you're going to have this at your desk. Luke and Javier, take a look up here. In the United States, we don't use the king's foot to measure things, but we do use a unit of measure called a foot, and it has 12 inches in it, and it's this long. Does it look a little bigger or smaller than the feet that you use to measure things?
It looks
It's bigger. So I'm gonna ask you guys to go back to your seats, cut out your foot. When you're done cutting out your foot, throw away your trash, put your scissors up, go to your mailbox and get your own foot, and we're going to compare and see how much bigger it is. And then when we're all done, when everybody's done, we're going to come back over here as a group and we're going to make our own bed, just like the kings, 3 feet wide and 6 feet long. And we're going to use our feet first, and then we're going to use this unit of measure that we use in the United States.
Well, how do they?
You can write your name on the foot.
Can we color
If you
the
have a
foot?
question, I want you to raise your hand and I'll call on you. Lily, if you're all done and people are still cutting theirs out, you can color it. Okay? Any other questions? Margaret?
Can you design it like your shoe?
You can design it to look like your own shoe if you have some time, if people are still working on theirs. Does everybody understand what we're going to do?
Yes.
Anybody not understand? Javier, can you tell me what we are about to go do?
Cut out the feet.
And then what?
Measure with it.
Not quite. We're going to cut out the foot you have at your desk, clean up your trash, put up your scissors, and go get your foot that you made a couple days ago and sit quietly at your seat. And color if you have time. Then we'll work from there. So I want you to quietly tiptoe come back. I haven't called you. Quietly tiptoe if you sit at the super student table. Tiptoe. I know I had to correct myself. This is super now. Tiptoe if you're at Barrett's table. Okay. And tiptoe back if you're at Olivia's table and Hayden's table.
Me and Madison don't have.
Oh, there you go. We get you one more. There you go, Madison. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's make sure we write our name in the middle of the foot so we don't lose which one is ours.
Am I even excited?
They're now gonna color it. Olivia, what?
No, I want to color it first.
Yeah, maybe. You don't have time to color it first? Yeah, you guys can color it first.